She is one of the greatest singers who has ever lived. But ask Celine Dion what she is most proud of in her life and she will not mention a Grammy, an Oscar nomination, or a sold-out stadium. She will tell you about her sons. And the story of her eldest son in particular, the boy she fought so hard to bring into this world, the young man who has carried more grief than most people 3 times his age, is one that will leave you completely speechless. René-Charles Angélil was not easily given to this world. Celine and her husband René Angélil endured multiple rounds of IVF treatment before he finally arrived on January 25, 2001. Celine called him her miracle baby. He was named after his father, the man who had discovered her as a teenager, managed her entire career, and been the absolute center of her universe for over 2 decades. From the very beginning, René-Charles carried the weight of a name that meant everything to his family. Growing up as the son of the world's most famous singer was never going to be simple. But René-Charles largely stayed out of the spotlight, focused on school, played golf and hockey, and quietly found his own passion for music, choosing to release songs under a pseudonym on SoundCloud specifically so he could succeed without writing his mother's extraordinary name. He wanted to make it on his own terms. That kind of quiet determination at such a young age speaks volumes about who he is. But then came January 14, 2016, and everything changed forever. René Angélil, his father, lost his long battle with throat cancer. He was 73 years old. René-Charles was just 11 days away from turning 15. Instead of preparing for his birthday, he was preparing for a funeral. And then this 15-year-old boy stood up in front of a packed cathedral, television cameras rolling across the entire country, and delivered a eulogy that broke every single heart in the room. He told his father that 15 years was not a long time for a son to get to know his father. He promised he would pass everything he had learned on to his twin brothers Nelson and Eddie, who were just 5 years old and barely old enough to understand what had happened. He promised his dad they would all live up to his standards. Then he sat back down and somehow held himself together. And just when this family thought they had found their footing, Celine was diagnosed with stiff person syndrome in 2022. René-Charles watched his mother, already widowed, suddenly unable to walk properly, unable to sing, fighting a disease that had no cure. Celine herself revealed that her sons were terrified, because they had already lost one parent and could not bear the thought of losing another. René-Charles stepped up again, walking his mother onto the Grammy stage in 2024, standing quietly by her side, being the steady presence she needed when her own body was failing her. He is 24 years old. He has buried his father, fought for his mother, helped raise his brothers, and done all of it with a grace and dignity that would be remarkable in a man twice his age. The sad truth about Celine Dion's son is not that his life has been tragic. It is that he has had to grow up so fast, carry so much, and love so hard, all before the world even knew his name. And somehow, through all of it, he has never stopped showing up.